Danganronpa.
Shut up! This sucks. I hate spelling.
The eye before E rule has failed you once more.
Except after C. And when sounding like
A.
in a neighboring way, and on weekends and holidays and all throughout May, you always be wrong no matter what you say.
Now I understand.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I can't spell.
Poison
Neither can I.
must have been poured into
These are the hardest parts of the game. Is trying to remember how to spell. Actually, the hardest ones are when you don't know what it's trying to make you spell.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to actually figure it out.
Oh.
It's like, what?
And then you have to figure
What
out
is
how to
that
spell
word?
the thing that you don't know.
Yes,
If
exactly.
the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
Dang, bro.
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Oh, Hina.
I got it!
She drank them all.
You're saying
She
they gave her a
drank from the
protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Deadly poison.
What?
Huh? No, why would somebody do that?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Foot. Footprints in the powder.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf.
But James, the powder is on Sakura's.
What? How could that be? How could she have got powder on her
That's
foot?
the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected.
Light bulb.
I mean, like, okay, I kind of knew. I was like, I'm putting pieces together, but I didn't realize that she would construct her own murder specifically to get Hina out.
Well, keep going, because
What's more, the
That's-
footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the
Where
bottle
I'm at.
used for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
What?
It was me.
Wait.
The
Aw.
footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
Never mind. Never.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Me and Hina?
yeah,
I got it!
and we know it wasn't you because your
Me
feet are
and
too.
Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Yeah. Put
Toto, give me your shoes. Give me your shoes. Give me your shoes. Makoto, give me
If the
your shoes.
footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
I still feel like this is way too easy.
But wait, there's more.
Everybody.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
She always does.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Dang. Yeah, it was kind of nasty.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt.
Still ain't got all the pieces.
She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she drowned it all at once. And then
Hold it!
Wait a minute.
I'm not convinced.
No.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't
That's
so
not how
common.
it happened.
Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves.
Damn. I got some feelings about that. But we're not gonna get into it right now. Just fuck you.
Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
Oh, not convincing. Not a good lie.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't.
We have
But
had
the fact that
3
you
people
won't tell
admit
us
to killing
concerns me.
Sakura.
Yes.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
I don't think that you have the facts correct.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures.
Did you do it?
She's the culprit. There's
I'll
no
trust
way
any
you
of
can
y'all
doubt
at this point. I won't be convinced until we go through every single one of your alibis.
At this point, I was livid. I said, y'all all tried to kill her, didn't you? You all tried.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I was like, every single one of y'all got a piece of this.
None of y'all are innocent.
Oh.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
She's trying to cover up Sakura's plan, is my only thought.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was.
Whatever, it's totally
What can I
fine.
do?
Yep.
I don't understand how people can be so nonchalant like this. If you were gonna, sorry, hey, listen. If you're gonna lie, do it good. Like, first of all, don't lie. Just don't tell lies and don't kill people. But if you are, make sure you're good at it and like stick to your guns.
Yeah.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit
Let's
more
go
detail?
over it one more time, honey.
Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't
Just
matter.
do it.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Me and Kyoko are the only two practical people here.
Yes, the only people that actually know what's going on.
Fine.
Byakuya thinks he knows, but he don't.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
Look
You
at him
got your
sweat.
hands on here.
Look at him sweating.
Look at him. Oh, if he goes down, ooh, it's gonna feel good. I don't want him to go down because I need you to read more character voices.
That's true, yes.
I really wanted it to be a girl. I didn't want it to be Hina, but I will relish if it is him.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly
There's not anybody else here.
We've
We've
run
already
out of
been
people
through
to
all
suspect.
three of the people.
Everyone's already
Go
confessed
ahead,
to it.
Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them.
Then why are your footprints in the middle?
Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
She is way too calm. Look at me sweating. I think I did it. I'm like, did I do it?
That story you just told. First you went to section C to get the poison. Then moved to section A to get the protein, right?
Don't add up.
Meaning you went from section C to section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
The footprints. The freaking footprints. Got a little strange.
Can you repeat that series of events
Please.
one more time?
More time.
Do it in the.
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. I want all the facts! Footprints in the powder. So powder.
First I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
This is a long one. I'm gonna
And
let
you
this one
spilled some
play.
of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate
I
this?
don't want to keep questioning. I want to get away with murder. Damn, I can't believe I didn't even think about Byakuya. I'm sitting here thinking Byakuya's gotta be endgame, right?
First I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the
Grab
bottle,
the bottle, I
I dropped
dropped
it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section
No, what's wrong?
If we get to a point where we suspect Byakuya, and then we go back to being like, wait,
said you went to get
But wait,
from
but
section
wait a
actually,
minute.
And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Look at how nervous I am.
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. that contradicts what you just said.
That ain't it, Chief.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
She just said if she wasn't smart enough to, like, not walk through, she wasn't smart enough to disguise her movements.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just
He's
said?
literally about to say what you said. I was smart.
I've been knowledge. Oops.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Wait a minute!
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
You're trying to get us all
The
killed?
powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the?
What?
What the hell? What's going on here?
Wait a minute! Oh!
I love Byakuya's wait, I was wrong face
And
because
the footprints
it's
aren't
so
the only problem with her account.
That's not the... Wait, what?
Wait, I didn't notice things?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Why are you withholding evidence from the court?
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Oh, it's delicious. Oh, I don't want it to interfere with the recording, but I do wish you could just whenever I go back to edit it, I am just gonna turn off our commentary and just enjoy him suffering.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
What?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue.
No!
Truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A shard of glass. That's dangerous.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle,
Ew.
and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
You almost ate
Boy,
that.
Boy, wouldn't it
I
have been
couldn't
really
have solved the
unfortunate if
mystery
Byakuya had
without you.
swallowed a piece of
So,
glass?
thank you for that.
Wow. Wouldn't that have been bad?
What is it?
What, please tell me. This man is... Oh my gosh, this man has never in his life been the one that doesn't know what's going on. And it's killing him that it's a woman.
Oh, you still don't realize?
Oh, I'm queen! Hello! Here is your crown. You dropped this.
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Take it away!
Oh! Thank you! Let me take that crown back! Oh, it feels good to know shit! Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
I can't tell if this is I don't know what's going on or oh no, they're on me.
Well, let's find out.
Together! Bottle of poison. I think I remember. Something safe for food. Rec room
I
window.
got it!
Yeah.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
What? Huh?
The
don't
window
make
we
sense.
broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
What was it?
Where should it have been?
Where's the bottle of poison? Should have been when I was Oh, it should have been section A with the.
It should have been in section C when we broke the window. I
Okay.
think.
Wait a minute. Okay.
According to her story, she went and got. Wait. No, I guess no. It should have been section A. It should have been in section A.
Yes.
I got it!
That's what I was like, wait a
The
minute.
bottle
Oh,
of poison was left on the
couldn't
shelf
I
in the
couldn't
chem
remember
lab.
what it. Okay.
On the shelf.
That is
in
what you said, right, Hina? And yet, Somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked.
I broke the window.
Yes.
Yes.
There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
She grabbed it after. I don't know what's happening.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Hold on, I can't figure it out. What's going on? Help, I'm scared.
I think I've got it. I think I've got it slowly. Here's the thing. I've been where he is. I'm fine, right? Like I can handle this. I think I know what's going on. I still think that Sakura did it and was trying to make it in a sense that it would be Hina that killed her. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. We are
You're
moving a bit
moving
too
too
fast.
fast.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. This is gold to me.
this
I'll
is
grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked.
Okay. I'll listen.
But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
Wait, what?
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that.
I think she did it herself.
But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
Anybody even open it up to see what is inside? What is inside that can?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
I didn't trip over it.
Well, no, not that I remember.
I really like this version of it.
very, like, I actually don't know what's going on. Byakuya is great.
Not me.
Same here.
Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was
There we
opened.
go, okay. So we still have somebody here that is playing around with like,
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
it's not gonna stop being good.
How can you know what I don't know?
I want to figure out the mystery. The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. Proof. Someone brought the protein can into the rec room after it was open. The glass is underneath. I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
I was like, source of the powder, empty protein drink, 10 left chef. I'm probably gonna have to steal something.
I think
When
it's,
it comes to
I think
that
it's
protein
that
can,
one, but
Empty.
I think it's
there's not a doubt
but I
in my
don't know.
mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room.
Incorrect, sir. Delicious. Love to tell him he's wrong. We love telling men they're
You
wrong.
remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
I'm sorry, I just...
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
I didn't notice that!
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
So here's what I'm thinking. Do I do this? Do I like make these suggestions this late into the?
Well, I mean, we're almost there, but like I like seeing your train of thought.
I still think Sakura took the poison herself. I think that this was her. I don't know why. If it was her attempt to get Hina out, if it was just like, all right, let's figure this out, whatever. I think that she did that, and I think Hina, for whatever reason, whether she knew about it, whether Sakura told her or not, I think that when we opened the thing, when she said, I'll go tell everyone else, because she was very calm until everybody else got there, I think she grabbed the poison, planted the drink there, went, swapped it, and then went and got everybody. Or they might have just come rushing because they all heard the same message. That's where I'm at, is I don't know. A combination of things that I have said in the past, as well as that. I still just, I think at the time that she had invited everybody into the room, I think she had already been like, all right, let's take this poison and see what happens.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison?
Yep.
I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why.
Nope.
The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
We are out here solving crimes, fam. We are out here. We know things.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
Everybody get in here and get a smack. You're not gonna kill me because I am Sakura. But get in here and get a couple snacks in. I will lock the room and then proceed to do the deed.
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was?
I'm telling you.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Then tell us already.
How?
Sorry. Please, tell us.
There's no way to describe. I might just draw out what just happened.
And put it on the screen, just animated.
Yes. I've been thinking about that. Oh! Sorry. Please, ma'am. I would love so much for you to tell me, please. I have spots in my eyes. That made me lightheaded. Oh my god.
Jumped up.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing.
Oof.
We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
Sakura did. We already know that the powder's on her feet.
It was Hina, right?
No.
She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
I think it was Sakura.
I got it!
Easy. I didn't have to think.
It was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying!
I don't want you to lie.
Why? Why would you lie like that?
Went to section C. I know the evidence.
Do it again!
Oh, I hate this.
Do
Okay.
it again!
Triangle square, right? Or X square?
X
You're a
triangle.
liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm
Now you're
telling
getting it.
you, I did it! Stop talking! You're wrong!
You do have rhythm.
Wrong! You're wrong!
Shut up!
You! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took this shit?
Yes, I
Prove it.
do. That's a fun sprite. I
Yeah.
like that. That's cute.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder
I
stuck
just
to
had to
it?
stop paying attention to what she was saying.
Yeah. She's just repeating the same things over and over. It's usually
Did?
not
What?
working.
I didn't know that.
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab.
Oh, pardon.
That powder was yellow, wasn't it?
Mhm.
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
No.
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place?
She wanted to drink the yummy poison.
The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section
I'm
contained.
sorry. I know this is super serious, but like,
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
you didn't. You killed Sakura. Oh, this is gonna hit! Oh, this is gonna hit!
Here's the answer.
Wait.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Oh, that makes me so sad. Oh, dang.
What?
This makes me so happy.
That's a look.
The killer was Sakura?
I didn't.
But why? It serves no tactical advantage.
Why?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
Oh,
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can make you fly. Watch it.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura
So
went
no,
and
we're not
got the
losing
poison.
anybody.
Nope.
She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Of course.
I got it!
There we go.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath.
Oh, now that we figured it out, it does make me sad. And like, I'm sitting here like, it was for a tactical reason. It was so, like, I was at that point, but I didn't realize it was just like, no, it's just.
And
Just-
the empty bottle
Oh.
of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
No execution.
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
Oh,
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything. and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Go get them. Go get the others. The room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
What would be the point of her trying to put dispersion on herself? Because, like, if we had guessed literally anybody and had been wrong, it would have been all of us. Unless that's what she wanted! I don't
When you were
care!
done,
My friends
You
saw.
gathered everyone together.
Y'all deserve
And
it.
once you were
I'm gonna
back in
kill
the
all
rec
of you.
room,
I don't care. I got it.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet,
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
But why would she do that?
That also poses no tactical advantage.
Oh! Baby!
No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is.
Shut up! Stop it!
Actually, no. You're right.
You can't do
You have to
that.
end this properly.
Let me do my comic book. Closing. There we go. Alright. Notes to everybody. Including all three of them. Look at this man's! Oh, okay. He gets in the closet. We come. We see. Oh no. Want some candy? Oh, I'm afraid of you. Wow.
Afraid of the candy.
Smash.
He just like tanks it.
She's like, whatever.
Well, I figured this would happen.
With the yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh no, I did it bad. All right, Toko's
And
book
I'll
it.
run out of here.
This man is getting involved in too many of these
He has
cases.
been too close for too long.
Toko's like, oh no, I don't want.
No, I don't want that.
She peek out of the closet. She sees, oh no, that's my name. I don't want that.
I must have
She
spoken.
put it. Oh no, are you okay? I'm gonna check on you. Oh, she carries her. What is this awful face? I hate this. Faints. Hello. Grr.
Not that one.
Not that one. This
That's one.
Grr. I'm so angry. Yeah, ha ha ha. I'm running away. Oh, she's so cool. Whatever. Clean up my. Alright.
Alright, in that picture there, she definitely has blood on her hands.
That's fair.
That's a vital clue that is not correct in this. But
Also,
it's fine.
when we find her,
She
she
has
only
much
has
less
blood
blood,
in her
yeah.
mouth.
I guess she cleaned herself up. I don't know.
Look at me, freaking little loser. Oh no. fine. That's a short. That's super. I don't feel like it should be that easy, but like, oh, sad. All right, let's go.
The killer is you!
Sakura.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight.
Scary.
Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
Look at that
Look at
power. Oh, she deserved the world.
Candy.
Here.
I'm
When he
afraid.
got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down.
Amateur. I wouldn't put it in.
I personally would just not.
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes.
This is serious, dude.
If,
I know. Not me.
if I had burned
She
I
also
would
saw the
simply get away
blood
with
dripping off Sakura's head.
Did we make this joke previously?
it. Yes, I think we have.
It's
yes.
a good joke.
It's a good.
This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then,
She's too
what was
strong.
Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath.
Oh.
Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. But they did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort,
Oh, Hina. I'm about to be real sad. Look at me!
Look at it. Oh,
was you, Hina.
the betrayal.
How could you? You got a paper in your hand. How could you do this, Hina?
That's the full truth of the
honey.
case.
Oh!
Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
I didn't know that. Oh, that's a good sprite.
But, Makoto,
How'd you figure it out?
how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
I'm good at video games.
Oh, well, I mean,
I guess I'm just lucky.
You still haven't realized?
He's smarter than
We
you.
don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
I figured it out because I trusted my friends.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
I cannot wait for the next chapter when we get Simp Byakuya. He's just like, please, can I
Please
follow you
teach
guys?
me.
Can you guys teach me how to be smart? Can I hang out with you, please? I just want him to be like, I want to be friends with everybody. That will make me better at business, right? Right? Oh, gosh. Wow. I mean, I was close. How close was I?
You got there in the end.
I just had a couple journeys to take in order to...
Yep.
Our mother has sent us a video. Or has
We'll
sent me a
have to
video.
watch that.
I'll watch that later. I mean, like... Didn't I at the beginning say I think she's... I knew that she made the locked room. I was like, somehow or another, Sakura made the locked room. My gut tells me that Sakura put the chair in front of the door. Probably was like, oh dang, did have a good old fashioned sip of that poison. Bet I'm gonna die. You know what? This is fine. Let me just lock the door so I can, like, I think Sakura realized, it was like, all right, I know what's going on, whatever. I just didn't have it quite to that extent. I thought it was more planned and more nefarious, I guess. Oh, I got an A on
Here's
that.
some coins.
Money for
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
How are we gonna
Oh
vote?
yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened?
What do we do in this situation?
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Because Hina wasn't
What's it gonna be?
responsible.
What's it gonna be?
He's
Oh.
trying his best. Vote.
I want to do a murder. Oh, we have grayed out options now. That makes me sad. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it. DC's bomb. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
have
I was
to-
like, are you-
I forgot I have to read now.
Yeah.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire...
Okay, we're done.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died, it's because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
Damn.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We have to pay for our crimes.
For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Oh. I don't want to read that. That makes me sad. Oh no. Found it on the ground in front of the rec room. Sakura's suicide note. I hate this. Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It's right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. Oh, I gotta do both of these. Oh no. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me?
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this!
closest friend got hurt! Sakura? Oh. Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. She asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you... Hina, please don't think like that of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Oh, friendship! Then they attacked her. Ooh, it's one of those things where it's like, I went into this game like, yeah, I know what I'm getting into. I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna suck. But man!
They do not pull any punches.
They don't. Sakura? Oh. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... That. You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable.
No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide notes means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
Oh, Hina, you came. Hey, what's up? Wait right there. I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Damn.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Just one. Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. Okay. And then that was the last conversation I had with her. Ooh, I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was too late. I'm sad! I'm sad! I don't want to play this game anymore. Take it away! Oh, open the door.
Why?
Why?
No. Big sad, big oof. She had a weakness, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. A weakness, that's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her, and I suffered for it, and that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina? We killed her, all of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live.
And that's why you tried to lead us astray? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial?
Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out, and in the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
Hey!
it's just taking so long! I'm about to fall asleep over here!
I have to deliver this heartfelt conversation. This last conversation between friends. And I have to deliver these cries. And then you get to do that and you do it perfect. It kills me. I'm like, when
You get your fun characters in the next game.
Okay. Let's hurry through this one. I'm tired of being sad girls.
I didn't hear what he said, but it's okay. What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I knew what she was thinking. Because her and me...
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is,
yes indeed.
don't you think the entire foundation is shaky?
I think the plot is kind of not all there. You got a couple plot holes, dude. Oh.
What if it was really like this?
Oh no.
Heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note.
Please don't say it like that. What? But Hina already...
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. Yep.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura just to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then
Huh?
you lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it.
You filthy little...
I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything.
Boom.
Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process, okay? And scene. Cut.
And
You are having too much fun.
I have to.
He's a fun character to do. And then I get to just do like very like
normal
serious.
girl voice.
It's me, normal girl 1. It's me, normal girl but preppy. It's me, Makoto, normal Aaron voice.
And occasionally you are forced to read Toko's voice.
Yes. So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Oh, please don't.
Hey,
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing?
Oh.
Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first
but
place?
hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? Never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Give me some willies!
enough all
I'm...
that.
Could you get on with it, please? Or give it to me, I'll read it better.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez. Just talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem.
Please don't read it in Monokuma's voice.
My good friend, he...
Wait, should I read it?
You please read it.
Let me read it.
Please read it, because I was gonna do that stupid voice for. I was gonna read it in his soothing narrator voice.
No. And I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna do my best to do Sakura's voice, but it's very hard. It's very scratchy, and I can't do it unless I'm very angry. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know,
Oh.
I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see.
The mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Oh.
It's just every other line for some reason. Go ahead.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the
And
mastermind.
what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither of the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you,
The power of friendship changed
as
my
I lived
ways.
here with Hina,
You,
my
Hina,
resolve
Yeah.
began to weaken.
watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive. I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
Cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
the power of friendship, baby. That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision.
Yes.
I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with me just accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit
But
murder.
I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give my
If
life.
it could save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
For context, James and I both just salute.
It was a visual joke, doesn't quite land.
It's okay.
But
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating
No
us.
way!
She just wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
it was only her limitless strength that made it possible. Aww.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize.
No!
To you especially.
My heart can't take it. The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try and stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I've chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. Oh my gosh! That made me sad for so many reasons. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I want you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully, then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else.
We getting out of here. All 6 of us are getting out of here.
No matter
I'm gonna
what,
drag y'all kicking and screaming.
I don't care. Byakuya, your bitch ass is my friend now. You don't have a say. Toko, you gotta quit being pervy, but you my friend now. You are. Oh. This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were so close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all of her meddling was like totally pointless.
Oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway.
Well, because you interfered.
Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead. She deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided.
What do you mean next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Because she made us remember we're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. That's the power of friendship, baby.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
Damn.
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. What?
Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one who we need to destroy is you. Nobody else.
What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how it's supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey.
Your enemy is each other! He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I'm bowing out of the game. I quit.
Ow, my hands hurt. That's why I stopped clapping. That's why I stopped clapping like 5 years ago and went to snaps. It's because clapping hurts my freaking hands.
Because you clap with your entire force.
I have to.
You have to give everything your all.
Owie.
If I don't swing with 100% of my power, it doesn't feel good.
I respect Byakuya now.
It's
For
happened.
the first time in forever, this man deserves respect.
Huh?
Naturally.
Say what? Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost its sense of excitement.
Oh, it's not fun anymore.
It's
okay.
not fun anymore, but also I just don't like the master. We'll get
He deserves a little respect.
which is why I will no longer be participating in it. What's going on here? Now I only have one thing to look forward to,
It's all clear now.
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me.
Byakuya, does this mean?
I am not your friend. Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism. That's what you're thinking. I'm not sweating.
Wherever Byakuya goes, I go, and if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now you can say Sakura's death had no meaning.
How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for! Punishment time!
But, wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna... Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't sub in whatever old student I want.
No.
Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times one rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste.
Is he really gonna pick at random?
No, I read that wrong. I think he said the opposite of what I said. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest.
Huh?
He can't kill any of you.
Oh, no! A rando?
Give it everything we've got.
Shut up! Are you serious? Is it just a random person off the street?
No,
Come on.
that wouldn't be fun,
No!
would it?
Don't make me watch it! Don't! Stop! Stop it! No! Not again! Oh my gosh, James! My baby! You can't do it! He wasn't involved! He has nothing to do with this! Oh, oh no! I hate this. This is... Wow. Oh, fuck you. Oh no. That is the second time that seeing Chihiro's sweet face has caused me to scream in anguish.
Yep.
It's... why we got menorahs in here?
I've been looking at them menorahs the whole time.
I just noticed them. I was too distracted by...
There's a lot going on.
You...
You suck, man! You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk! Whew, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at. Anyway, food.
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned itself to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. I'm going to fucking kill you! How dare you!
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Or a...
Shut the hell up! He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him!
Is this what you call animism? That's a word. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually,
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start.
What are you thinking?
You knew? And you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge? Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
It's like, you know.
I put it there as an Easter egg. So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, reformatting.
Oh, I want to be helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed.
Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better. Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower.
Damn. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. That's not a message I enjoy. Please. Every time a friend dies, I become more powerful. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Maybe if I kill my friends.
I'll be even... I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Are you mad, bro? You look kind of mad, bro. Just like unreasonably upset.
Troll-a-lol-a-lol.
Ha! Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
Postscript?
Yeah, there's still more left of Sakura's note.
Oh!
I just left it out for some reason.
I've been crying this whole time!
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
No.
I will perfectly imitate Sakura's voice.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here. And so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is...
Oops! That was a close one. Another word and we would have been deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for the day. Let me just destroy this. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit.
Yo, it's just getting good, dude.
Makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh? That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve!
Fine, but at least Sakura's note.
Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it.
too bad.
What?
Sucks for you, loser.
What, you gonna cry?
Little baby gonna cry? Wait, what's this?
What is it now?
There's one last line in the note that I'm allowed to read. Hold on.
And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it.
For serious. That's it.
For serious.
There's no more on this paper. Front, back, everything. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh?
She won't lay down and die? She'll fight you?
Well, whatever. Who cares about some dead musclehead has...
Well,
Huh? Well, okay, fine. I won't reread it. Okay, I'm out of here. Bye! You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours.
I'm sorry, I didn't think about letting you reread it.
Reread it so that...
I was like, no, I like that flub.
No,
We're keeping
it's
it.
fine. You sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. I'm gonna disappear now.
Bye-bye. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. What was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Hey,
What? Mysteries. Our bodies? I don't like how few people there are. It make me nervous. Make me sad. Are they saying the mastermind did... What? I don't want to think about that. I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff. Maybe that, I don't know. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
So, the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone. So, now what do we do?
Can we have a fun hangout night as friends?
Can we
The
just
five,
go,
the six
like-
of us?
What else is there other than head back up?
Please, let's have a hangout movie night. Please.
Just hang out.
You.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's leave.
But Hina must still feel responsible.
Dial back that ego a bit, girl.
Dang.
The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely
Not
no threat.
possible.
I couldn't figure it out, but still. I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones who figured everything out. Shut up.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Seriously, I'm sorry.
How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag? What?
no, 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 no!
Cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Yakuyo.
Huh?
But what are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you sleazeball, because you are a sleazeball.
Apparently, you still have a death wish.
Damn! Y'all really gonna do this? There's not a single one of you remember Sakura's?
This
No.
is friendly banter!
Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master! You're making me jealous! I want to be abuse, give, and take! Me! Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is. Ha ha. Oh well. Ha. Alright, Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak. But the story wasn't even close to over. This is halfway. I have to go another 6 months with these people. We'll finish the game quicker than that. Back to our rooms. Before long, night snuck up on us. I can't believe we're halfway through. There's Ding Dong Bing Bong. Oh.
This is
Go
a
to
school
sleep.
announcement. As such,
Okay.
soon the doors to the Okay then.
Good night.
We'll definitely get to
Idiots.
save soon.
Pulled me down along with it. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. Night wasn't over. A voice! I could hear a voice! What? Wake up. up. Huh? Voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. What? Oh.
Kyoko?
How did you get in my room, Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Hello, it is me, Kyoko.
Huh? Kyoko?
What?
I said yes.
Kyoko?
Are you my sleep paralysis
Kyoko's-
demon, Kyoko?
You're not that bad. Kyoko's here.
What?
Where are you? In a flash, I was wide awake. Time unknown. What are you doing
Time
here?
unknown.
It's true.
It's green time.
Yuck. I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door... It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey,
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour?
I wish the HUD would have changed. It did. It's not midnight, it's 3 a.m.
What? It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. I'm going back to bed. What if I just hit X and just didn't talk to her? Alright. What's the favor? I'm sleepy.
So,
Remember what Sakura said about at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan on doing that? And then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered, the data center on the 4th floor. What?
goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. I do want to go ahead and point out that I did say datter. I don't know if it'll pick up that way, but I do feel like I said datter. The Datter Center. Meet me up there.
Come on up to the data center.
Makoto. What the? Oh, it's not time for levity. Have the Datter Center.
The data center.
The data. Oh, it's locked. Leave the area, yes. Map. I don't think I've ever... Oh, thanks. Oh, headed up on the 4th floor. When I arrived, Kyoko's not here. It's weird she said she'd meet me. She may be inside already? Rattle, rattle. It didn't open. I tried again, but rattle, rattle. It must be locked. The data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up, mister?
Yeah!
Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know?
I'm just wiggling the doorknob. Shut up. Oh, well, I just...
You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But
Hey!
I can see that, you dolt. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself. It
Unbelievable.
looked like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Don't do that. Or are you gonna try to tell me you were sleepwalking or something?
No, nothing like that.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed.
You weirdo. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko?
Now you two?
You guys?
Whatever. The two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore. I'm so sleepy.
shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay.
Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo!
I just imagined him doing it in like that like typical like punk voice for like the whenever you're like Japanese.
I don't know the exact line, but yeah.
I'm just thinking of like Tanaka, where they roll their R's.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Ah! You got a problem, punk? Come on. Okay, we went back to our rooms. And then,
Goodbye.
So, goodbye. Hold on! What was that all about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked. And then she shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of all that? Don't worry about it. Absolutely not. Honey, just had a big old powerful meaning of friendship time. Tell me. I figured that would be the end of our conversation just like always, but
Goodbye.
good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave. Huh?
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Oh. What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering in my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school.
Whoa.
The one they call the ultimate despair.
Whoa!
That's a cool name.
Watch out for her.
Dang. Ooh. That is a all-star apologies. Alright, that is a stopping point.
Yeah.
Damn. Look! There's only one got left.
7?
Question mark? Oh. Dang.
Oh, man.
Dang howdy, y'all. That sure was some mystery. That one made me sad. Oh. I love her.
Sakura, best girl.
Best
I've been
girl.
waiting to say it the whole game. Sakura, best girl.
R.I.P. in peace, queen. We love you.